Hi, so we're proud to present the SuperFan Era app. This app aims to revolutionize the way fans interact with music. How? By exploring music lovers' listening identity using Spotify APIs. Our mission is kind of to foster a community where music lovers can engage, compete, and discover new music and trends, but through the thrill of gaming. The reason behind this is that we noticed that there's a gap within the market. We have a lot of community focused platforms such as Discord, Twitter, and Reddit that have, however, low degree of music integration. And at the same time, we have DSPs such as Spotify, which don't have a strong community focus. What particularly interested us is that last year, Spotify Wrapped gained over 100 million shares. People love to share their identity profile that they gained through their Spotify Wrapped, and there was a 20% increase in downloads. So we wondered, how can we kind of leverage this through an app that it kind of aims to create an interactive music journey through the pleasure of gaming. So we're kind of going to show you how the app works, so you can gain a bit of insight into the app.
So the user will log in using their Spotify account. So from the app, you can analyze your listening habits and provide a defined profile. You would then be given an archetype that describes the type of listener you are, kind of like assigning you a personality trait based on your listening habits. So in this case, it would be folklore girl from Taylor Swift's fan base. We would then classify users into different levels of listeners or fans. So that'll be ranging from explorer being just a core fan to the highest being all stars being a super fan based on their behavior and engagements with the app. So through tailored challenges and games, we would keep fans engaged by activities such as streaming music, buying merchandise, and attending concerts. So in each challenge, there would be like games and daily check-ins to maintain your streak in the app and rewards based on completion. And then you would also have access to chats based on the archetypes you're assigned and the levels you've unlocked.
So in the app itself, of course, your ranking will be based on this leaderboard that, of course, update itself through your seats and the level you're in all the gaming side of things. And of course, your profile can be lower or higher in order to, the usage of your app and your listenings. And this brings to value for a bunch of stakeholders, which can be first, of course, the labels and their teams, because it brings more monetization opportunities for them and broadens the marketing tools they have, and also they bring an artist-to-fan relationship. Secondly, to the DSPs, because we aim to generate more traffic to their platforms, we give them more data streams they can use, and the revenue sources can be higher. And for the fan themselves, because of course, for the community building aspects and all the rewards and exclusive content they can get.
So how are we going to make this happen? What does the infrastructure look like? With user authorization, the Spotify API allows us to access user playlists, their 50 most recent songs, and current playback information. Our plan is to collect and analyze this data regularly to support those day-to-day features we've been speaking about, like the leaderboards and the streaks, by periodically pulling and storing that information in our database. So as a starting point, we would try using something like daily polls. We estimate that Taylor Swift has about 3.5 million daily listeners. And if we aim to capture even just 1% of that user base, we're still looking at like 35,000 polls a day. Now, in this way, we can also get a better insight into listening habits over time and feed that back. And now you have a meaningful comparative analytics that you can use inside the platform as well. So the reason we chose Taylor Swift for this is because we found that the core audience who benefited from the social aspects of gamification were women aged 18 to 24 and 25 to 34. And that's exactly the core demographics that enjoy Taylor Swift as well. We also noticed that she has these well-defined fan archetypes, which are really good for pushing the identity aspect of our platform. And we just wanted someone who had a lot of daily streamers to pilot something like this. So while we've pitched this idea on the Swiftie fandom as SuperFan Era, We think that this has wider applicability to basically any artist with a sufficiently large fandom, especially things like, you know, K-pop. So thank you.
I'm sorry, that's your time. I have to
Yeah.
stop you.
It's just over now.
But judges, I want to open the floor to you for any questions. Frank, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, great job, guys. That was really nice. Have you thought about a strategy to overcome Spotify's gamification developer restrictions?
Could you specify what you mean by that?
Well, currently, you need Spotify's written approval to use the Spotify platform to incorporate Spotify content in game functionality. So they, are pretty explicitly against most things like this, but they are open to approval. So if you can express why it's useful for them, I think that's a strategy.
I think that, of course, to overcome this, we later want to propose more of an integration. That was our objective in the long term, to propose an integration with Spotify, because what we notice is that they have a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers, can follow each other, but they can't really engage. So that's kind of the issue. Of course, you would just listen to music, but they wouldn't really engage. And there was so much potential to collect even more data of them. So what we're offering is, of course, to kind of increase your streaming, and as well, of course, the objective was kind of provide incentives to buy. They have an in-app merch store, of course, and that would. Our objective is through this gaming platform to kind of incentivize the spending as well. So it kind of feeds our revenue to what is their current business model, that they try to sell merch through their app as well. So what we do is we kind of incentivize their current initiative as well. And they have started, I'd say, going through the gaming system. They've started the initiative, as well, with the Spotify Wrapped, and with the bottle at the end last year. Basically, they allowed for everyone to put their favorite music in a bottle. So they kind of did start testing out the gaming concept. That's kind of what we thought this would be a great idea, that we could one day integrate within their app. So it starts as a self-platform with the objective then to integrate with them.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.